Kamala, 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 boom.
Ancient Chinese secret.
No, I did. I voted early. And my license still says I can vote in Michigan. So I got the cool I voted sticker that I think it was a girl from Grosse Pointe who drew that.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. And
good Grosse Pointe recognition.
Grosse Pointe finally doing something for everybody else.
Finally, dude, we were about to wipe them off the map. They finally proved themselves.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
We were like, dude, that John Cusack movie was way too long ago.
Grosse Pointe Blank?
Yeah.
That's actually what they call voting Democrat in Grosse Pointe.
Yeah, dude, I left my ballot Grosse Pointe Blank today.
Yeah? Did you vote for the bro, or did you do the right thing? Yo, did you vote
those things are not mutually exclusive, Lou. You know what I found out?
They are.
I know. I'm kidding.
I did a Pascal's wager for voting. I'm not going to tell you who I voted for, but Pascal's wager, you understand what it is? It's about believing in God. Yeah, okay. My whole thing about voting this time around was no matter what happens, your boy's probably going to be all right. But some of my friends won't be. So I'm like, it'd probably help with my friends.
Yeah.
You know?
You should vote for whatever's going to help your friends.
Yeah.
That's
especially if you're going to be all right, no matter what happens.
Yeah, if you're going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. Nobody's running on an anti-Asian agenda.
No, but Jordan Jackson did tell me if
if I get in there.
I was gonna say Jordan did say if Trump Dog won, he would get like $20,000 in tax cuts. So had to help a homie. No, just kidding. Had to help the homie out, dude.
Yeah.
Who did you think I meant?
Oh no, I figured. Dude, this is the resident right-wing podcast of Michigan. I think we've made a name for ourselves.
No,
I
mean,
I didn't know until today when I was sitting down, because I voted the old-fashioned way. I waited for the day, and I walked in and gave them my license, and they put me next to those little binders, like when you're taking a standardized test back in the day, and you had to set up the binders to block off your desk. I did that. And I found out today that RFK Jr. is still on the ballot here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
One for the boys. Hey, doesn't matter who I voted for. I
do like that. This is the most sincere, insincere moments we've had on the pod. Is we're not going to say who we voted for. A character version of us would vote one way, and then a cool version of us would vote the other way.
Yeah, we're really stuck in limbo between our sincere and character selves. I'll say, ironically, I did vote for RFK. I think it's not funny to be an ironic Trump supporter. It's funny to be an ironic RFK supporter.
I mean, you can vote ironically, but I'm pretty sure those all the machines just read it sincerely.
Yeah, I voted for Trump for the bit, and then when they count, I'm gonna look at the results tonight and be like, guys, it was a bit. What are we doing?
You just go up to the guy and go, which one of these machines is gonna get the bit?
Right. Hey, which one of these machines is cool?
Which one of these machines riffs? You know?
Here's
get that one, dude.
Here's the trick. If I put the the ballot into the machine and it just pops up and says hell yeah, dude, then I'm like, all right, it gets it. Cool.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We're riffing. We're on the same page.
Yeah, dude.
No, I voted for Trump, and then the ballot counter just was like ballot counted, and I was like, no, come on.
Oh no. Well, I'm sure somebody's gonna ironically vote for Kamala.
Yeah. Hey, I know people who will.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're out there canceling Zach Burkar's vote out.
Yeah. See, Zach and I are just ironically the opposite. Our ironic personas are the opposite, so therefore we cancel each other out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. You waited day of? You voted day of?
Yeah, I voted today. We had work off.
How long was the line?
There's like no line.
Oh wow!
I went in. I went in at like noon.
Okay. When I went back to go get my root canal looked at again, I was in town, and I went to go vote early, and the guy in front of me, and now I'm making a judgment call here, but he stunk so bad, and he was wearing like a camo jacket, but not like army camo, but like hunting camo, and he was real stinky, and I was just like, man, I think
you're like, I can smell your ballot.
Yeah, I was like, I think I know, because he was also looking around like, anybody else with me? Like, nah, dude, you stink, literally.
They say that you're not allowed to wear like campaign apparel with you, and I think if you're decked out in camo and you smell like shit, that should count.
Well, here's the thing: he didn't smell like shit. He distinguishedly smelled like sour piss. Why do I know what that smells like? That's the big city life, baby. You know the difference between human excrement smells. You're like, that guy doesn't smell like shit. He smells like hot piss.
You know the temperature of the piss from the smell.
Oh, yeah. Nothing bugs me more than when I'm in a cold, dry environment and it stinks. I hate that so much. Like have you ever opened a freezer and it smells bad? I don't know why that bugs me. I don't like it. I go, this shouldn't stink in here. It's cold.
I need my room temp stinks. If something's going to stink, it's got to be room temp. That's my rule.
Yeah, or if something's hot and stinky, I'm like, absolutely, of course.
Right.
Everybody knows you can't leave something baking in the sun, you know?
Like that makes sense. Like when I get in my car in the summer and it stinks, I'm like, yeah. But then when I get in my car in December and it stinks, I'm like,
yeah.
What's going on? Is it the rapture?
Like, this bottle of piss is frozen, Your Honor. Shouldn't smell. Should not smell.
I froze the smell out of it.
It's out of control, man.
Every time I've pissed in the snow, which is often, you never can smell it.
It's gonna be rough trying to piss in the snow here, because I think there's just gonna be a lot of people around, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no." Another one needs help.
Yeah. There's no refuge for snow pissing.
Right. Not in the city, friend. I was thinking about buying a TV from the Target down yonder, because I kind of want a room TV, and then I was thinking, regardless of who I voted for, if things go south one way or the other, regardless of who you all voted for, if there's some civil unrest later, I was like, wouldn't I look like a real horse's ass if I bought this TV during the day when I could walk on down there and grab it for free at night?
Banking on it, dude. Give us some civil unrest.
Come on, civil unrest.
You're in a good hot spot for that.
Another Starbucks window? I'd be like, no. Lou's heading down to the Target, getting himself a 40-inch LED.
You're so lucky to be in the city for that. If civil unrest happens here, like I'm in the suburbs, everyone's just gonna go outside and scream for a bit and then come back in. There's no place to loot.
Dog,
there's gonna be no looting.
I don't. The prepper in me just won't go away. I filled my car up with a full tank of gas.
Hell yeah!
I have my road atlas that I've been studying, because I knew the Michigan roads pretty well, but I'm like, oh man, like how the fuck do I get home from here if I have to?
We should Photoshop your face on a Snake Plissken and make an Escape from Chicago poster.
Okay, you want that the thumbnail this week?
That should be the thumbnail. Yeah.
All right.
Call it Escape from Chicago.
Okay, because I was gonna do just Trump and Kamala face to face with our faces laughing, but yeah, no,
that works
Escape
too.
from Chicago. Hey, you know what?
Or let's put my face on Kamala and your face on Trump, like on the debate stage.
I think I could put us both on Trump.
Well, yeah.
Just a two-headed Trump monster.
By default. Look, I hate to say the quiet part out loud, but my complexion is a little darker than yours. So I was leaning towards Kamala. Also, I figured I'd pick the candidate that we each want to fuck more. So
that's all right. Hey, I was gonna make a mean joke about you having a pussy, but
nice, dude.
Yeah, got you, dude. You walked into that one.
I walked straight into that one.
Yeah.
Did you see the news about our big dog, our boy, Papa Rogues, came out and officially endorsed Trump?
No way,
last night. Yeah, on the eve of the election.
Wild, really.
The last minute, yeah.
What did he say?
He did another pod with Elon like a couple days ago, and then he just posted a clip from him on Twitter and was like, "Here's Elon making the best case for why you should vote for Trump, and yes, this is an official endorsement, and it's in the books now. He got him."
That's wild. Okay.
End of an era.
I thought old Rogies was gonna just kind of hang back and
I don't. I'm gonna say I don't really believe he's gonna vote. Still, I think he said that.
There's no way.
There's no way Rogan filled out a form.
No.
Can you imagine
Joe
Rogan using a pencil,
going to some municipal building? Like, well, is this where I vote? No, he just voted 13 million times on this podcast. I think he's good, dude.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. That's wild, though. I didn't see that. If I'm being honest, man, I'm still trying to figure out what train stop to get off of. Like, I think I live here. Like,
I think it's
people
funny.
Are angry all around. And I'm like,
I always thought the go out and vote was like just like a left leaning thing. Like it was just a liberal thing to tell people to vote. And then Republicans were just like, yeah, we're gonna vote. Like we don't need to tell anybody.
Yeah.
But now I've been seeing a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of
both sides.
Yeah, I've seen like Elon on there was like, remember, he looked in the camera and was like, get out and vote. And I saw like some other conservatives like with their I voted stickers. And I was like, why are you guys gay now? What happened? This used to just be
I always thought it
a
was
lib
like
thing.
Conservatives didn't tell each other to vote because, they wake up early and tuck their shirt into their pants. They're going to go vote. But it's those darn dirty slacking Democrats. You got to be like, guys, vote or the tucked shirt guys win.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
And it's the liberals that are always like, I don't want to talk to somebody today.
I don't want to. Wait, there's so many people here.
It's way too many people. Yeah. I just gotta pop.
Funny.
I gotta pop 10 CBDs before I go into my polling location.
Yeah, dog, you're right though, because like every time I see somebody that's like go out and vote, it's always somebody who is heavily left leaning. I'm like, oh, you're telling me to go out and vote, but then there's like that asterisk, like for our person, go out and vote for our person. Because if you followed that and sincerely was like, I went out and voted, and then told them you voted for the person they're against, they'd be like, well, not you. You shouldn't have voted, you fucking dumbass.
That literally happened with my grandpa in 2020. I was talking to my grandpa about the election. We were arguing in his living room, and Fox News was on the TV. And then to get our minds off of it, he changed the channel, and All in the Family was on the TV. And it was it was Archie arguing with Meathead, which was awesome, like art imitating life. And then we were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to vote. I think Joe Biden's an evil warmonger." And Trump's no better. And then Grandpa was like, "Well, you got to vote. It's your duty." He's like, "If you don't vote, shame on you." And I was like, well, who are you going to vote for? And he was like, I'm voting for Trump. And I was like, all right, well, I'll vote for Joe Biden. We'll just like cancel each other out then. And then he like laughed at me, whatever. And then like last year I was talking to him about it. We were talking to this other guy, this like Republican, this kid who like volunteers. He like volunteered for the DeSantis campaign and stuff. And we were talking to him, and they were asking me who I voted for, and I was like, "Oh, well, I voted for Joe Biden." And my grandpa was like, "You what?" And I was like, "You told me to." And he was like, "I didn't tell you to." I was like, "I literally wasn't gonna vote. You like, you you twisted my arm about it." So like, I don't know. Like, blame yourself, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the exact sentiment. Is like, I hate the go out and vote rhetoric. Where I'm like, just finish the sentence. Like, if you're making one of those videos where it's like, hey, go out and vote. I'm like, and just put a comma and then the person you want me to vote for.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
And I'll do it.
Opus of like, go out and vote. You get me? It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But what if it's
go
the wrong
vote?
Person?
Yeah.
Listen,
go
if
vote.
You're a Rocketeer. I know our listeners for sure have been writing in all kinds of fun names.
Oh, dude.
I
wrote in Joe Biden.
Yeah, dude. I was like, yo, victory lap, dude.
Standing by my boy.
I want 4 more years of can he do it energy.
I want 4 more years of no he can't energy. That's
it is. I don't know, man. It is gonna be crazy.
Personal preference for you, Biden 2024 or Carter 2024? Who do you think would be more
bring
effective?
back Jimmy, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I think Jimmy Carter trying to do round 2, being like, the next time I order a top secret mission, I'm gonna make sure the boys get there and they're gonna kill everybody without us having to use bombs or airplanes. Be like, no, Jimmy, no, we're not gonna do that. Be like, no, I feel bad. That Chinook full of boys, they're dead because of me. And next time I send in the boys, they're actually gonna go kill the people we need them to kill. Be like, no, Jim, no, you don't need to do that. Be like, all right, well. How about if we just carpet bomb the neighborhood and then me and a couple of well-mannered people go in there and rebuild some of those houses? How's that sound? You're like, yeah.
How about we carpet bomb the neighborhood and then we'll put solar panels on the roofs?
Carter 2024 is just gonna work from the Gaza wall to Rafah, just building shitty houses. Well, what you might see here is a field of war crimes. I see is potential neighborhoods full of houses built by Habitat for Humanity.
Carter will actually be in Gaza with his sleeves rolled up, just brick by brick. This is my foreign policy.
I'll tell you right now, I could do with less of the odor, but other than that, not a bad work environment.
I don't think he talks anymore. Did you see him at the because they rolled him out of hospice for his 100th birthday, and there were people like posing for pictures with him, and he's like he's not. Yeah. His eyes aren't open. His mouth's
probably
just like
defrosted him. Be like, all right, we only got 30 minutes before we got to get him back in the tube next to Walt Disney. Otherwise, his cells are gonna fucking collapse. He's 100.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna be ahead in one of those little Futurama tanks.
Oh,
eventually.
Absolutely. Is he not building houses anymore?
No, that lazy piece of shit. He's not.
Nobody wants to fucking work anymore. It's out of control.
Come on, Jimmy,
Right,
Jimbo.
dude. I don't want people retiring. Let's go wake Carter up and be like, yo, there's hammers that need fucking slapping into nails. Let's go.
I think he's you know, every ex-president is doing something. We need to roll him back out of hospice, roll up his sleeves, put on his boots, and make him give more private speeches to Wall Street or something. Like
Bustler and I were talking about Dick Cheney and W going on the road as stand-up comics, and how Cheney would dupe W into headlining, but Dick Cheney would take most of the pay as a feature act.
Well, yeah, no.
I figured if I focus more on the booking and getting us on the shows, and I do less time, that way you can focus on just ending the shows well and longer. You're like, yeah, that's a great idea, Dick. I like that.
That's why I keep you around, Cheney. Well, that's a good feature right there.
We'll use some of the local population to get the show going, and then I'll go in there, really step in, set a tone, Mr. President, and then you can go ahead and close it out for about an hour. You will need a summation. sufficient amount of the pay to get all the work done. Well, you know what, Dick? That's all right. You know me. I'm in it for the love of the game.
It'd be like, George, what kind of material did you prepare for tonight? I shoot from the hip. He'd be a riffer.
I'm going to be raffing.
He'd be crowd working.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you do for a living, you dumb bastard?
Well, there's an old town hall where Bush was, I think he was still president, and they were talking to this lady, and she goes like, "Yeah, I work 3 jobs." And she's like, "I work 3 jobs," and he's like, "Oh wow, 3 jobs. That's uniquely American, isn't that? Oh, that's fantastic." And I'm like, this guy's just crowd working.
Fucking uniquely American is incredible.
That's uniquely American rules.
What a spin. Oh man,
it's like
uniquely American.
Yeah, I sell blood plasma to pay off my house. He's just like, "Oh, uniquely American. That's American right there. Red, white, and blue."
I'm trying. So how many? Mr. President, I sell plasma, my own seed, and occasionally vials of my piss to people that are hopeful for federal jobs. As president, what will you do to make my cum more expensive?
Mr. President, so as it currently stands, I regularly have to suck my landlord's dick to sleep in his closet.
Yeah, sounds like you got a pretty fucking good deal.
My question is, what are you going to do about the border?
yeah.
Just I would open with a question that's I'd give information that's completely unnecessary to my question.
Mr. President, I've run out of Kleenex, so I've been reusing washcloths as actual receptacles for my cum. What is your plan for the economy? It's like, what? I suppose Kleenex would tie that together, though.
Mr. President, for many years I have drank hot dog water after I make hot dogs. So my question is, are you still going to keep sending weapons to Saudi Arabia?
Doug, I'm trying to think. So we got Jimmy Carter, still alive barely. And then Reagan's dead, done been dead.
Yeah.
Bush Senior's dead.
We got W. We got Clinton.
Clinton's out there still trying to get some, dude.
Oh, man, did you see? Because Clinton's been out there on the road, like, campaigning for Kamala. He was in Michigan just recently. And
yeah, didn't he say some pretty uncouth shit?
Oh, yeah, he said some wild stuff. He was like, I know there's a lot. He was like, I know there's a lot of Muslims that don't like that they're getting killed, but imagine if you were a Jew, huh? And that's that's kind of all he said. He basically told them that they deserve to die. And you could feel him bombing. I watched the clip. You could hear the crowd kind of going like, oh.
I mean, the guy has not been right since Trump aced him back in like 2016.
Yeah,
I still
remember when Trump brought all of the women that Bill Clinton raped to the debate.
Yeah, it was incredible. Because was that the same debate where he called him a rapist? And then
and he's like, I got the women here,
dog. And the camera just like cut to Bill Clinton sitting there like.
It's like that Key and Peele sketch where it cuts to the gay guy in the crowd. He was just like, oh,
dude,
rapist.
I talk about it so much. But yeah, Clinton ever since then, and I forget, 2016 almost like a decade ago.
You know what would have been awesome is if it cut to Bill in the audience and he was like talking to the lady next to him already.
Yeah,
like,
hey,
he was like, yeah, so I used to be president.
But he looked bad then, like an old rapey zombie. Now I'm like, how are they keeping him going, dude? That adrenochrome runneth deep.
Yeah, man. Well, that's an interesting thing is like a few days ago, this bombshell thing came out. Like all of these audio tapes of Jeffrey Epstein talking about how he like Trump is his best friend and talking about all the time they've spent together and just like real like hard-hitting stuff. But the Kamala campaign can't use it because they're hauling they're hauling Bill
Yeah.
Clinton's pervert ass around all the time. And so it's like they're so committed to propping up Bill Clinton, who's also that was Jeffrey Epstein's second best friend. So, like,
Yeah, yikes, dude.
there's a bullseye right there you could take. You just got to throw Bill under the bus.
Doug, that's going to be insane in the future when you're running as a Dem and I've finally reset the Republican Party and we got to act like we didn't do this podcast together for 20 years. Like, the fact of the matter is I don't really know Johnny. We worked together, but I didn't know him. Like, what?
Frankly, I thought his riffs were kind of bad, even back then. I
Always
know I was
seemed to
laughing.
be into younger things. I don't know. I can't speak for Doug. That is crazy because there's video evidence of like Trump and Epstein like being boys at a party and just doing like sociopath laughs where they would like tell jokes to each other that I'm sure neither one found funny, but then they would force like hard laughter. Like,
well, it's that old move.
Camaraderie.
And you and I have done this, like the standing in the corner of the party and then whispering something in your friend's ear and while pointing at somebody, and then you laugh together.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so
it's
you know
a bit
the
of like
exact video I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that one. Yeah,
Dog, it's out of control because if Epstein, Trump, and Clinton were all boys, I'm like, yeah, come on, gang, like.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? You know?
That should be the thumbnail of this video. The two of them.
Yeah. Good God. You think Diddy's gonna get Epstein? Diddy Epstein.
You'd think yes, but also fool me once, Like, I don't know. They might know that we'd be onto him. But also, who cares, Like,
yeah.
So here's the thing. Diddy gets Epstein. Everybody will go like, there's no way Diddy killed himself. And then the media is going to be like, guess we'll never know. And then we'll just move on.
We just move on, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll move on. We'll be like, did you see that the Costco guys made another video? Did you see the new episode of the Talk to a podcast? We're just going to completely forget.
Dog, I've seen conspiracies about how she is a plant by the industry. And then they did that genealogy test on her, and it turns out she's like 98% Jewish. And everybody's like, she's a plant. She's a plant. See, Hollywood does it again. I'm like, what? She was like white trash from the middle of nowhere. Like,
you know what rules? I saw one clip from her podcast, and the whole podcast is like her sitting around with some other ladies, and the whole thing is just about stuff she doesn't know. Like, they'll be like, do you know about this? And she'll go like, no! And that's the whole thing. It's just people trying to explain to, like, a baby how, like, things work. And there's a part where this
weekly hour reminder of our failed education system.
Well, there's a great part.
22? It's 22, and people are asking her, like, are you smarter than a fifth grader question? She's like, I've not even once seen the color green.
And
like,
you know what? You know what? And guess what? She never has to learn now. She's set.
No.
So, like.
No, I'm still happy for her. I'm like, good for her, man.
No, genuinely. That's the American dream that she's living. I'm
because
all
when
for
people
it.
were like, why is she so popular? I'm like, because she said what 89% of guys actually would be like, yeah, no, that I could be down for that. Like, if
I could be convinced.
Significant ladies, because I will say this, of our thousands of listeners now, I don't know if our demo, this is crazy, our demo, because I've been checking the analytics. The analytics. We got a bump in the ladies. A bump in the lady numbers. Yeah.
Well,
that's concerning.
Who knows why? That is very concerning. Ladies, what are you doing here?
Can't be the content. I'll tell you that much. Can't be what we're saying. It's but
it's just our raw sex appeal, I think.
Yeah, no, it's got to be that. It's just a couple of Mel Gibson. Hey, who's chatting with Mel? That's the name of the podcast, baby.
Gibbies, dude. That's what we call ourselves. The Mel Gibson disciples. Gibsters.
The Gibsters. But all right,
Gibbles.
My point being is, why is Hawk to a Girl so popular? Because majority of fellas with significant others out there, and if you're a lady with dating a person with a wiener, if you go up to them and sincerely go, "Hey, would you like me to slobber on your knob and spit on it all aggressive and keep sucking?" I think they would go, we could try it if that's something you're really into. I would be open to experimenting.
I'd be like, you know what? I never thought of that before.
It just is you're rock hard in your khakis already.
Like, you're so smart. You always come up with the most interesting things. You're such a smart woman.
If that's what you want to try, and then just
dude, the best part. I saw this clip from her podcast. Somebody had like a photoshopped picture of her with Kim Jong-un, and I'm without any irony, her friend holds up the picture and goes, "Haley, when did you have Bobby Lee on the podcast?" She thought that Kim Jong-un was the comedian Bobby Lee, and and Haley Welch.
Are you talking about the hanger-on friend that was like
yeah.
video? Okay.
Yeah, like her handler, her Cheney, probably. Yeah, it's probably her Cheney.
Her friend that absolutely does not spit on that thing.
No, she's toothy, dude. I bet she's toothy.
No,
Hawk
dude,
tooth,
she's a pillow
dude.
Queen. No, the other girl's like, I just got my TMJ is acting up. I'm sorry. I wish I could reciprocate, but it's just my jaw won't unhinge like a python going down on a baby deer. You know what? Hawk 2 is great, but now the next girl, I want the girl that's like, you gotta unhinge your jaw and go boa constrictor on that thing. Just suck on it for 24 hours straight.
You need to
snake job.
You need to strangle the life out of that field mouse. Is what you got to do.
Yeah. Field mouse? Who you talking about? I got a groundhog, dude. Good.
Point of the story is she thought that was, and then Haley didn't know who Kim Jong-un was. She was like, "Oh, that's that guy seen in that picture with Trump," and they're like, "Yeah." Which rules? I think I'm jealous of her to not know that much. We could all do better with knowing less.
Yeah, I will say if we were all, I just noticed that I have Chinese Rocket Force as my name and you have Liz Cheney. That's a good bit right there.
Hey, I picked Liz Cheney is the reason I voted for Kamala. I was like, I wasn't sure about it, and then I saw a good old Liz on the trail, and I was like, well, everything she touches turns to gold. So I'm just repping my girl today.
She's got that itis touch. Not Midas. The itis touch.
Did you see you remember that movie Vice with Christian Bale?
Yes. Yeah.
There was
just thinking about that today, yeah.
Yeah, there's a great when he like accepted his Golden Globe for it. He said he like called Dick Cheney Satan, right? And then Liz Cheney tried to own him for it on Twitter, and she was like, "Oh, Christian Bale, you think my dad's Satan? How about this?" And she had like a news article about a time that Christian Bale yelled at his mom. I was like, "Yeah, done, dude. Yeah, that's equivalent."
That's up there. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think yelling at your mom's about 2 to
how many
6 million people in war crimes. Yeah. Raise your tone at your mother.
How much of the Middle East do you need to destabilize to make it equivalent to yelling at your mom? Is the question.
Tell you what, how many times you got to yell at your mom?
I had a nice conversation with Sopa today. We're right on my way to vote, and she, Mom, if you're listening, everything's going to be okay. She was a little anxious about the outcome of the election. I don't know if this is coming out Thursday. Really? Are we going to know?
Sopa, don't. It's going to be 2016 all over again. So you're going to be fine.
Are we even like going to know who the winner is when this comes out? Because like, I've heard that it might take a couple days.
Probably not. Who do you think's going to win?
I don't know. I think it's going to be close for sure. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way.
Okay.
I'm Googling when will we know?
Also, if you're Googling stuff, Google what happens after we die. Love that the internet still tries to answer that one.
Dude, Al Pacino came out in an interview and said that nothing happens when you die. He confirmed it.
Yeah, but Al Pacino's a fucking idiot.
What are you talking about, dude?
Al Pacino,
That's
he's a
god.
great actor, but the minute
Get outta
the
here.
cameras are off, I'd be like, this guy's a fucking dumbass.
He's a genius. Shut up. Shut up, dude.
Johnny, it mixes...
Don't talk
what
about
is-
Serpico
okay,
that way.
What is Al Pacino if not an actor? If he was not an actor, what would Al Pacino be to you?
Dad. That's who he'd be
No,
to me.
not quite. I don't think you're getting where I'm going with this, and I don't want to have to spoon feed it to you, but
Oh,
you.
a WAP? Is that what you're trying to
You're
say?
make me fucking edit now. Do I have to put the slur alert over that?
Is that what you're
God
trying to
damn it.
get out of me? Is that
No,
what you're...
I was
Oh.
just gonna say an Italian guy, and we all know how you feel about them. You're like, oh, Al Pacino's the best. I'm like, yeah, but what if he wasn't an actor? Be like, wouldn't want him in my neighborhood. Keep him away from my daughter. Him and that Roger De Niro.
That Roger De Niro. God, dude, De Niro's the best. I got a political text from De Niro the other day. He's a big lib, that guy, and he, like, every interview he does, it turns into how much he hates Trump. Like, he rules. He's like,
Really?
like, yeah. He, at literally every single interview, he'll just be like, they'll be like, oh, Bobby De Niro, how'd you get in character for this role? And he'll just be like, well, who's a terrible character is that Donald Trump, and we got to do something about it. And it's literally everything he says all the time.
Damn, dude.
He's the best. He was on CNN and they were interviewing him about it, and they were like, well, what do you think when Republicans attack you? And he just goes like, you know what? Fuck them. And they're like, okay, well, Bob, we can't say that on TV. And he's like, no, fuck them. And they're like, no, we literally can't say it. Like, they're like trying to like shut him up.
I feel like old Bobby De Niro would pay the FCC fines. He won't, but
He won't. Yeah.
yeah,
He's
won't.
using those Godfather residuals to pay off his last divorce.
No. How many times is it? Doesn't matter. It
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter one bit.
Nah.
Bobby, come on the podcast.
Bob, take us with you.
Take us with you, Bob.
Roger, take us with you.
Dick
Roger
Cheney.
De Niro.
Dick and Liz, take us with you.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Do you have a prediction? Are you locked in for anyone?
No, because okay, all the like, I this is what's been pissing me off about this election. All my gun tube channels that I like to just watch for like shooting and calibers and World War II rifles.
Yeah.
Every fucking election season, like 2 weeks leading up, they're like, all right, we're going to talk about how I rechambered this M1 Grand into 308. But real quick, we got to talk election stuff. This is why so-and-so is going to win by a land. Like I don't know, dude. The Green Berets I watched, the former Green Berets, are like, this is why Trump's going to win by a landslide. I'd be like, dog, if these guys get this wrong, I'd be like, that's military intelligence for you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Because I've seen both videos. Actually, no, I haven't seen any videos talking about how Kamala's going to win by a landslide. But I don't know.
Crystal on Breaking Points thinks that there's gonna be a bit of a blowout for her. Because she's banking on like the suburban moms. She thinks a lot of the suburban moms are.
I think the one issue, because speaking of Breaking Points, shout out Breaking Points.
Yeah.
Crystal and Sauger. Sauger was talking about how if Kamala does win and it was abortion issues, it's like, yeah, clearly. Like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
No,
man.
that's
That
the
was
main thing.
Yeah, because that's insane to me. Some of the issues that have become politicized, I'm like, what?
I'm like, I thought we figured that one out. I thought we settled
you know
that.
What I mean, like it's like the horror stories of like prosecuting attorneys being like, I will send doctors to prison for life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking insane. And Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. I think if Trump loses, the Republicans are going to get a lot softer on this issue because I think they're going to see that it was like a losing battle, and so if Trump loses, I think they're gonna regroup and they're gonna get a little bit more pro-choice.
Also, I think if you want to like make the Republican Party a party that's not instantly called like Nazis all the time, you know. So we don't have to quietly be like, well, if they would just be cooler, then I could maybe vote for them again. But it's like, admit that if we're not going to do anything to regulate guns anymore, then we just have to take more tax money to make soft targets hard targets. Like I just like, every time I go by a school and they're like, we just can't do anything, I'd be like, nope, like, we got to do something then. Like, I hate that now we might need, like, professional armed guards at schools. But I'm like, if you want to keep your weapons, then that's what we're going to have to do.
It's one or the other. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
pick
dog,
one.
you can, like, you know what I mean? And then same with, like, abortion and just women's health issues in general. I'm like, dog, how many times do you need to talk to a woman that is like, yes, I'm very tired of the federal government having a say in what I do, and then me just kind of doing one of these like, I guess that would piss me off if I had to worry about that, you know. I'm like, oh yeah, just ground yourself for a sec. So those are the two things that I think if the Republicans lose, they're gonna have to admit that if they want to keep guns where they're at, or even like, how about this? More taxes go into making places hard targets, but we also we get rid of the bump stocks and the pistol brace.
Whoa! Hey!
Whoa.
Watch it.
And we just allow automatic weapons again. You know, I'm like,
yeah, cut out the middleman, dude. Just let us have the autos.
It's like, it's hilarious. I see these YouTube shorts for like California compliant AR-15s. And like now you need like a ring pop to like get the magazine out of your fucking AR-15 and be like, hang on, I gotta reload. And so like now some crafty gun nuts just made a stripper clip you could push into the side of an AR-15 to leave the magazine in and push your rounds down into the gun. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, you know,
that's awesome to think about, like a California gun tuber called like Maverick Hunter or something, or Lone Wolf, and it's all like, here's how you can make your gun compliant with the state laws.
Yeah, dog, it's like gun nerd. It's like they're technically conservative, but they still have a liberal kind of like facade over them.
They still want to get in trouble.
Yeah, well, Kamala talks about having a Glock, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
show us.
Highly doubt. Yeah,
Kamala,
like,
show us.
Pull it out right now.
Pull it at the debates. Let's say it again.
Show me that you know the 4 universal basic gun rules of safety. But having said that, pull out your piece.
Here's the ideal ad. Run an ad where she just points a gun at the camera and says, I'm Kamala Harris, and if you don't vote for me, I'll shoot you. And then I would do it.
Then or she pulls it out, just breaks the fourth wall and goes, I'm not going to take your gun. I'm keeping mine.
I'm keeping mine.
I'm keeping mine. You're keeping yours.
Or I'll shoot you.
That's half a mag off.
Yeah.
Mag off instead of MAGA.
I do need to point out to you. My mom wanted me to mention this to you. Is that you say Kamala's name wrong all the time? You say Kamala.
I say so many words wrong.
Yeah. But I wanted you. So it's Kamala. And you say Kamala, and apparently it's like a right-wing dog whistle to say Kamala because like they're intentionally saying it wrong. I learned this from my mom.
No, it's the same way Bush would call Saddam Saddam. It's just being stupid sometimes.
Or saying nuclear.
I have a loose grasp on the English language, both written and spoken. And in SOPA, I appreciate it, but I can speak for so many simple-minded folk out there.
Yeah.
If good Lord, Kamala versus Kamala. I'm just gonna say Madam Vice President.
Yeah.
Damn vice president.
There you go.
Better than saying, hey, that indiscriminately brown lady, I hope wins for the sake of my friends who...
I'm going to call her Doug's wife. How's that?
Doug's wife. Doug's wife for prez.
I'm voting for Doug's wife.
Doug's wife, dude. Oh, man. Okay, so it's column. Nope, now I'm Cadbury Olives. Ah, fuck. I can't say it. Kamala. I wasn't thinking about it. Now I'm going to.
It's Kamala. It's Kamala.
Like caramel, and then.
I'm literally just saying
that's
it.
even worse.
Kamala.
It's getting more racist.
It's Kamala. You just put the emphasis on the kam. Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. Now I feel like I'm in a Matt Walsh film. Kamala? I don't know how to say that.
Camelot. Have we done that riff on here? Have we said Camelot?
No.
Camelot Harris, dude.
Dog, one debate where she's just out there jacked out of her mind wearing a bikini. Yeah, I'm like, okay. A hot president? I can get behind that.
Who are you voting for? Donald Hump or Camelot Harris?
There you go.
There we go. Zing. Look at that. We're on fire.
No bad riff alert here. I'm not doing a slur alert either.
Yeah, no, who cares?
The slur stands.
Hey, if Trump wins tomorrow, I'm safe. You know what? If Trump is president, if Trump has won when this episode comes out, I want to say that we voted for him. And if Kamala is the one who won, then we voted for her. Kamala.
I'm saying Kamala.
Dude, I wrote in Liz Cheney. I don't care. I thought I'd cut out the middleman. Why vote? Why vote for Liz Cheney's friend when I can just vote for Liz herself?
Exactly. Well, could you write in the president you want and the vice president you want? Because that's what I did.
I don't think you can. Maybe you can. Yeah, I think you actually can.
That's pretty nuts.
You just go to that write-in spot and you just combine the two names. You just do a little mix and matching.
Do a wackadoo vote?
Yeah.
Well, it'd be wild. Here's the ultimate CIA move. All right. Here's what I think actually happens. Kamala. Did I say it right or wrong there? Okay, nailed it. Kamala wins.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Stuff goes nuts. And
stuff gets a little crazy.
Stuff gets a little crazy. They JFK her. Tim Walz, basic white guy, then wins. Everybody's kind of upset, but it goes back to quote the American playbook, straight white guy as president again? Looks like we're back, baby.
I'm trying to follow. So in conclusion, what you just said is you want Kamala to get assassinated so a straight white guy can be president
again. I didn't want that at all. I said
feel like
what would happen.
Oh, okay. All right.
I said it'd be the ultimate CIA move.
I don't,
they took two shots at Trump already.
The CIA doesn't care. Like I don't know. It's like the thing is Trump and Kamala both don't pose enough of a threat to the CIA for them to kill them. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so hang on. No, I have it on good authority from previous episodes. You thought the CIA was behind the first shooting at Trump's.
I said I'm open. I said my heart is open to the possibility. I didn't say
we're gonna run that
I thought
tape
it.
back.
Run the tape back, dude.
We're gonna run that
tape back. I said I'm open to it.
That tape back, dude.
I'm on board with the idea that it was a that he was like an MK Ultra test subject. I like that one.
Okay.
That one's fun.
That's a CIA thing, though.
It is a CIA thing, but it's not the
doing
same.
What politicians do? They got to you. You're like, I never said that, but I did say.
Come on.
All of the pieces.
Well, okay, it's not like it's not like JFK. Like JFK, there was a clear goal. There was like, hey, we're gonna take out this guy.
Made a speech about getting rid of secret societies, and
right.
I don't know about that.
Right. He was going to probably pull out of Vietnam, right? There was a lot going on there. In the case of Trump, I think he was just like a guinea pig. They were just like, hey, let's try it out. Let's
Yeah, let's try
You know?
killing again.
Yeah.
Political assassinations again.
Let's try killing again.
Boys, pull out some of the hits from the '60s. We're in a proxy war with Russia. Better blow a
like-
president's head off.
Hell yeah, it's the 60s again. We're going to start blasting Fortunate Son and brainwashing these kids.
Oh yeah, dude.
Brainwashing
You
the
and I
ugliest
are
kid you've
still-
ever seen.
Yeah, dog. We're still getting drafted. It's gonna be out of control.
Mm.
I'm gonna be the newest version of Gomer Pyle.
Well,
Gee, Sarge, I gotta keep mopping up the place.
the reason I don't...
How much I hate blood.
This is my podcast. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I... That's pretty good.
Johnny.
I do want to say the reason I didn't go too hard on making fun of Rogan is we could all be
Because he
there.
could still take us with him.
He could still take us with him. I
Yeah,
would
you
still like to
kidding?
work
Yeah.
the club one day. So
Yeah, I'm like, John, let me go ahead and fill in the blank for you. I get
Dude.
mad lib why you don't want to go at Rogan.
I'll pull a David Lucas. That's what I love about like David
I was gonna
Lucas.
say, please don't choke Gracie out until she passes out. That would be cool.
Here's what I love about David Lucas and those guys is like these guys probably never voted in their life. They don't read, but like because there's like a right wing aura around the Rogan sphere now, they have to like act like they know stuff and like David
But that's
Lucas
what's fucking
who's
stupid because they don't.
No, they don't. David Lucas is like the dumbest guy in the entire world. But he's in a special. He's up there like, man, Biden's whole cabin sucks.
Yeah, he
Didn't-
did say cabin.
And he's not around. He doesn't spend time with a single person. Nobody could punch that bit up because nobody around him knows that it's called a cabinet. He's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
perfect, no notes.
Yeah. Well, I thought when you were saying he doesn't spend time with a single person, I was like, definitely not his kids. But, that's, whoa.
Hey, I would ask David. I'd ask David to take us with him, but there wouldn't be space in the car.
Oh, whoa. The
Zing.
shocks of that wagon are going to be blown out like the heels of his shoes. Watch out, world. Fat jokes are back. Harlan Williams is talked about how he looks like Predator with type 2 diabetes, right? That's got to be.
Yeah.
That matter. Okay.
Yeah, no,
I
he's
figured
talked about.
already done.
I don't know if I'm speaking out of school here, but Matt McClowry was telling me that like backstage, Harlan was still roasting David, and it was just going over David's head. Like he's just too dumb to even realize he was making fun of him.
Comedically speaking, that's a mismatch where a heavyweight titan is just punching an unconscious person in the ring, and it's like, stop the fight. He's down. Like,
Yeah, that's
Nah,
like,
dog.
dude, that's like Conor McGregor versus Stephen Hawking. Like,
yeah, yeah, dude. And Hawking can't even go, please stop. It's just, computer's done, dude.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'll tell you this much. Like, am I shocked that Rogan finally endorsed Trump and came out supporting conservative ideologies? No, because it's like, if it walks like a duck, it's like he moved from California to Texas, has had an insane amount of like right-leaning folk on the show, has bullied left-leaning folk on the show. Like,
I was just always holding out hope because he endorsed Bernie in 2020. Like, it wasn't
Yeah,
that long
well,
ago.
I think
You
it's
know?
because, but a libertarian. Here's the thing about libertarian ideology, because unfortunately, I think on paper I'm probably pretty close to libertarian. I think if it funnels way more towards conservatism than it does liberalism. Yeah, like
For sure.
if
But
you're
well, I also
libertarian,
think
and then it's like, but you have to pick a side. It's like, guess I'll go for the larger government on paper. It's like, nah, they're never gonna do that.
here's how I know Rogan's a man of the people is like no matter how rich he is, he still kind of thinks like the average Midwestern voter. Like, because I know a lot of guys who supported Bernie and then voted for Trump, right? And it's just kind of like, It's all like vibes. It's all like, oh, this guy sounds like he's gonna do something, and then Rogan's also a guy that like he just kind of agrees with whoever's on the show at any given point. So if the last 10 people he talked to were all right leaning guys, then he's just like, yeah, cool, done. Like the problem is they didn't get one last left wing guy on the show right before the election. Then that probably could have stopped it.
Because some of the most left leaning people he has on the show are actually the funniest comedians he'll have on.
Yeah, Stavros.
I can't speak for Sam, but Sam did some pushing back on.
Sam pushed back. Yeah, he pushed back on the woke. Some of the woke stuff.
Well, dude, even I don't know how Gillis voted, but it's like
I don't think Gillis votes.
Okay, yeah.
I doubt he votes.
I don't. Yeah, probably none of those guys vote anymore. But
yeah,
my point being is like it tends to be like funnier comics that are openly liberal that'll push back the most, and it's where there's not really an argument that ensues. It's just kind of like comedic riffing, and then it moves on.
Yeah.
Like instead of having was that Flint Dibble dude on for did you see that episode?
Flint Bibble? That's not a real guy?
Yeah, no.
Shut up. That's not a real guy.
Fucking dumb name. No, he's like an archaeologist that dressed up. He like cosplayed as Indiana Jones, and it was cool. It was kind of rough, but I mean, like he's a dork, so I'm like, oh, of course he did that. But then, who's the Grant fella? The pseudoscience, or he's like into a lot of pseudoscience ideologies. He's got that Netflix show that Keanu Reeves is like doing voiceover work on.
Oh, I don't know if I know this guy.
Come on, Grant.
Was he on Rogan?
Yeah. Who do you mean?
This Grant guy that you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Grant. I can't remember his name. Why is it? I don't know.
Are you talking about Brian Cox?
No.
Okay, because he's a famous scientist, that guy.
No. Hang on, I'll look it up.
I do want to point out the last guest before Elon was
Graham
John.
Hancock. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, Graham Hancock. Okay.
Do you know about Graham Hancock?
No, I've never seen him.
Okay. Well, my point being is like he's got some like pretty, let's just say questionable like takes on hard sciences and conspiracies about ancient alien types of stuff, and they always bring on like a would-be reputable scientist to like trying to debate them. I'm like, no, have Stav on there. Like,
yeah,
have Stav push back on the ancient aliens type of dude.
Yeah, like, Stav would ruin
him, dude. I love when Bill Burr's on there.
Dude,
it's just like, dude, stop. Like, what are you doing?
When Rogan was like, masks are for bitches, and Bill was like, oh, you're so tough with your open nose and throat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to sit here, me, not a doctor, talking to you, also not a doctor. Like, it's, yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of my stance. And I guess what's like bumming me out is despite how like, it's funny that we're tongue-in-cheek a political podcast because we're not.
No, not at all.
It's just like I don't like when like teehees go like serious, where it's like Tony Hinchcliffe and now Rogan, and it's like a bunch
it's
of,
like know your
comedians.
lane, dude.
Yeah, I'm like let's stay. It was a good lane. It was a fun, silly lane.
Politics are fun to joke, but also like I don't know. There's nothing more lame than endorsing a candidate. Like that's so anti-comedian. Like I feel like if you're funny enough,
they definitely lost any punk rock cards they thought they had.
Oh, absolutely not. And don't get me wrong, it's not punk rock to endorse Kamala either. Like it's not punk rock to endorse any kind of like, Warhawk. Like, these are some of
it's kind of punk rock to endorse war.
It's punk rock to go to war, not to endorse the dumb suits that are causing them. It's sure. I don't know. That's what baffles me. It's just like stop simping for like the most powerful and evil people in the world. Like if you want to vote, fine. Like that's cool. That's fine. But like. I don't know, like it's so lame. I'd feel the same way if Patton Oswalt was opening up a Kamala Harris rally. I'd feel the same way that I did about Tony at the Trump rally. It's like just Yeah, just
Yeah.
so sad and lame.
Yeah, it do be like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this is a full endorsement for it, and then it just goes black.
It's gonna be like the finale of The Sopranos. Like start
Yeah.
playing "Don't Stop Believing," and as we say who we're
It's just
endorsing, it
Chinese
just
rocket
cuts
goes
to black.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Final predictions. You want to leave it indecisive because we don't know.
I'm gonna lean Kamala winning, but by a slim margin. I think that abortion is gonna help her, and I think a lot of people are. Abortion helps a lot of
Hey,
us. Abortion
I was gonna say,
helped me
abortion
very
definitely,
recently.
It wouldn't be the first time abortions helped a lady.
And then
Sorry
yeah,
to
I don't
all
know.
of our female listeners. God damn it. It's gonna be
No,
a
you're
broadcast
welcome to
after
all
this
of our
one.
female listeners. Actually,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I'm not part of the problem no more.
We fuck.
Abortions for guns. every time, every time you can prove it was an abortion that needed to happen, you get a one of those guns that the police department gets turned in. They just give you one of those for free. Like, honey, yeah, if you don't want to carry this full term, I did see that the local sheriff has a wicked awesome paratrooper M1 carbine. It's a 2-term rifle. It's 2-trimester rifle. All right, this is bad riff alert. Bad riff. Butt plugs. You got any pluggies? For
Butt
the
plugs. Let's see. This is coming out Thursday, so that means tomorrow, Friday, I'm doing Don't Tell Grand Rapids. Then next week, I will be at Hell Yes Fest in New Orleans from November 14th through the 16th. After that, I've got. Is that it? Oh, then I will be at the Hamlin Pub with Zach Martina and Ella Horwoodell in Clarkston on the 19th. On the 21st, I'll be at Red Bistro in Grand Rapids with Matt Kahn. And then on the 25th, I'll be at the Hearsay Pub and Theater in Ann Arbor.
Red. Okay.
That's the plan.
Some good stuff coming up, pal. Look at you go.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So I'm going to be doing a shit ton of Chicago open mics. Shout out to James Couture, Jimmy Couture, roommate, buddy, bestie. Jim runs the Uptown Tap Room. It's 7:30
Great place.
or 7 o'clock sign up, 7:30 start time at Uptown Tap Room in Uptown Chicago. Which is, it's been a comfortable spot for me to go. But I will say, I got to shout out some Chicago dogs that have been hooking it up. Sorab, holy shit, that guy has been hooking it up for me. Then shout out big dog Dan Garcia. And then through Sorab, I met another fella named AJ Leidig. And all three of these dudes have been real rad. Because I had some good shows, and AJ actually got me on a show at Lincoln Lodge this Thursday. So 9 o'clock, I'm at the Lincoln Lodge this Thursday. Zach Liss hooked that up as well. So you buddy Zach.
Sweet. Yeah, shout out Zach.
But we're just shouting out the big dogs, dude. These people
Love Zach.
Yeah, it's tough being new in town, so it's kind of rad when.
Dude, Zach Liss went from being this open micer in Pennsylvania who he went to school with my sister. He would ask me for advice and stuff, and now he's running a show at the Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory and Lincoln Lodge, dog. He's
I gotta come to Chicago and kiss his feet and be like,
Dude, you
can I?
should suck his balls, John.
I will, Zach. I will.
Zach, he'll suck your balls.
Both
but
of them.
anyways, I'm actually at the Lincoln Lodge. I think, it was Christian Royce who hooked me up with the show on Friday. So I'm at the Lodge Thursday and Friday this week. Probably doing a shit ton of mics as well. Dan Garcia hooked it up with the show that I already did. But it's kind of nice to... I'm getting some spots already, which is cool.
Yeah.
And they're like showcase spots, but they're paid, which is kind of
They're real
where
shows.
I'm like, whoa, like, yeah, I'm like, this is cool. And then end of November, I am headlining down in Indianapolis the Deviant Brewing. Believe that's it. That's a Kevin Eggleston Room, and then that weekend I'll stay in Indianapolis and do Black Circle December 1st. So, doing some spots around town on the road, and then I will be home in Michigan the last 2 weeks in November and the last 2 weeks of December. So I'm sure I'll be popping up doing shows around home again.
Yeah, we've got a heavy flow show we're on next month at the Indie together.
Lose heavy flow, baby. But all right, I think that does it. Oh, shout out! We haven't done this in a minute, but shout out to Sean Murray, executive producer Sean Murray, who is still executive producing the fuck out of this podcast, even though we haven't paid him yet. And I have not done any clips yet since he's been helping, but he's doing his job. I just got to do more of mine. But shout out old Sean. Murray.
Shout out Sean.
Yeah. All right. I think.
All right, Mike's to the screen.
You want to do Mike's to the screen, baby.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
You really want to know who I think will win?
Oh.
You want to know who I think is going to win?
Yeah, I want to know.
Now it's just us.
Yeah, now it's just us talking, baby. There's nobody else here. It's just us.
Just you and me.
Come on.
Just between you and me.
Yeah.
I wrote my dad's name in super big on the thing, and they have to read it. Literally.
Oh, as in your dad's name will have to show up on the results.
Yeah, because of all big life.
That's
dude.
We should have wrote Chinese Rocket Force to get the attention. We should have done that. Get the free publicity.
From who, though? That seems like we get attention from the FBI in a bad way.
Hey, you went on OAN. We don't care who we get the attention from. As long as we get it. You know what I think about? I can't, because I've been thinking about courting some serious people like Sheriff Chris Swanson for the podcast, and I just can't get over the hurdle that I have to tell him the podcast is called Chinese Rocket Force.
Yeah, we might have to actually switch it to CRF. It's unfortunate, but
or we'll just tell him like we have a little podcast called the CRF podcast. It's just letters, and we want to know if you'd be on.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Tell them we're an affiliate with OAN. We'll be all right.
Sorry, you're gonna say. Were you gonna say who you think is gonna win?
No. I was just gonna keep it ambiguous and tease about it. No, I actually have no idea. My gut, I think my gut says Kamala.
Okay.
Kamala. Your mom should have never fucking said how I say it wrong, because now I'll never say it right again. I'm gonna fuck that the whole time. The whole time. Now if she wins, 4-year nightmare for Lou. President Lady. President Lady is what I'm gonna have to say. Lou, that's so problematic. We're like, you should have heard how I was saying her name. President Lady. This just in.
President Woman. Whoa, man.
Shut down. Wait, hang on. Is President Lady done?
Is she on menopause? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Probably. Right?
Do you know?
I think she's.
Call her up, dude.
She's nearly 60. Yeah, let's ask her. Hey, I'm a single issue voter.
60?
Is she not, or is she 50? I don't know.
That's all I know is he's 78. That seems to be that's old again.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, if he loses Trump 2028, dude, he'll be 72. He'll be 82.
82
out on the road. Dude,
I don't think he's. That'd be nuts, but
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
I think he's gonna live forever, man. I think he'll be the next Carter. He's gonna live to 100.
Yeah,
I think he's the most unhealthy man in the world. Like, he doesn't believe in exercise. Is my favorite Trump fact. He's like, he thinks that
golf.
His belief is that the body has like a finite amount of energy, and the more you exercise, the more you're shortening your life. So he doesn't exercise, and he has them feed him like burgers in bed every day. And I'm like, that's a guy. I think it's gonna be like the Three Stooges walking through a door at once. Like, all the diseases going to kill him are just gonna get stuck, and he's gonna live forever.
Together,
yeah.
Yep. Not any one thing will allow the other thing to kill him.
No, it's checks and balances. It was what it is. It's democracy, keeping Trump alive. Ironically enough.
Body, dude. Body by democracy. Like, yeah. Anyways, no, man. I think we've goofed. I think we've
goofed
enough. We've goofed.
We've
Oh
goofed
no! Yeah,
enough.
my final thought was my gut says Kalama is probably President Lady's gonna win. But I'll say this much: thanks, Sopa. Thanks for putting that fucking earwig in there. So
I can't overstate how easy it is to say her name. Like I
you
don't.
say it then. Say it 10 times.
Kamala Harris. Do you want me to say it 10 times for real?
No, you didn't say it. I wanted Kamala.
Kamala, 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 Kamala. Boom, idiot.
Dude, that's
David
just
Lucas.
sounds like you fucking idiot. I'm
David
gonna use that
Lucas.
at the beginning of the pod. That's going on the beginning of the pod. Cannot believe you fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
I don't care.
Gotcha.
Look, I'm a participant. This is my podcast too. I know what
hang
makes
on,
good
John.
TV.
Who did you vote for? And now it's
Cut back. Yeah.
Editing that.
I voted for Kamala 10 times.
That'll do it. All right. I love you, buddy.
Love you
I think
too.
that'll do it. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.